happened there, we would know about it, but so far we have had no reports of any damage from Lake Martin. And again, that's moving on up to the northeast. Let's go back to the graphic system. The other issue we have today, it's the possibility of flooding. Right now, the heaviest tropical rains are falling east of I-65. For those of you on the western side of the state, you're getting a nice break. Places like Tuscaloosa, Utah, Aliceville, Vernon, for the moment, nothing. Now understand, you got more showers to come, more tropical downpours coming up tonight and tomorrow, and the chance of isolated tornadoes tonight and tomorrow. But for the moment, you're getting kind of a break, and it seems like most of the action is concentrated along and east of I-65, and it just seems like the better instability values in our state are located down here in this region. We haven't had a lot of rain in through here, and the temperatures were a little higher, and that's where most of the action seems to be focused down in through here. And again, that one storm we're focusing on at this point is this one that is in northeastern Tallapoosa County that is coming up toward Daviston and Alabama Highway 22. It's basically crossing over Alabama 49 right now, and next up will be Highway 22. And again, if this continues on its current track, it'll be coming right up toward Wadley in Randolph County. And Randolph County is in the Atlanta television market. And folks, we have no control over that. I wish you were in Birmingham's market, but the market assignments are based on the viewing habits of people that live within the county. So it's Atlanta's job to take care of wall-to-wall coverage for Randolph County. But again, we'll certainly give you information from time to time as we get into our newscast here in 5 minutes. And again, in 5 minutes, we'll start our Focus at 4 with live reports from the field on the damage that has occurred today. And we encourage you to stay with us during our entire evening news block. We'll be here through 6:30, of course, longer if need be. And if you're just joining us, we've been working tornadoes today. These are tornadoes dropping out of spiral bands on the east side of Tropical Depression Cindy. Cindy made landfall early this morning near the Sabine Pass, and it has been a very favorable position for tornadoes here in our state. I will tell you now that we watched systems like Rita and Danny over the years come in the same spot, and they're doing the same thing, producing these tornadoes. We've got damage you can see in Fairfield. That's the shot there in the upper left. In the lower left, that's our storm chaser from the looks of things. They are down now in Harpersville. Okay, that's Inslee up top. Thank you, Dennis. Down below the storm chaser, they are down in Harpersville, going down Highway 280. Next up will be Childersburg and Sylacauga. They're kind of getting down where the air is more unstable in that part of the state. That's Brian Peters and Megan Thomas. And over in the right, you can see the radar with the storm producing a possible tornado in the northeastern part of Tallapoosa County, approaching the community of Daviston along Alabama Highway 22. We can give an all clear to Dadeville, Jackson's Gap, everybody along Highway 280. The danger is over. The tornadic circulation has crossed over Highway 49. And again, next up, if this thing holds together, and by golly, it looks pretty good, it's going to be coming up toward Daviston and just Wadley. If you're watching us in the community of Wadley, be aware that that tornadic circulation might affect you. Southern Union, the community of Wadley, just heads up here. In fact, let's put the high-res radar back in that box on the right-hand side. And again, you can see that that thing is just hanging in there in a very tight fashion. So that is a strong indication of a tornado. We have lightning and thunder, a little unusual with tropical systems, but that's a sign the air is fairly unstable down there in that part of the state. And that is coming right up toward Highway 22. So Tallapoosa County, just be aware of that situation. If you're in Alexander City, Dadeville, this is on way past you now. This is exclusively up there in that northeastern tip of Tallapoosa County. And again, next up you can see Daviston here. I'll give you a couple of quick landmarks just to kind of set the scene for you here. Alabama Highway 22 runs like that. Highway 280 is down here. Alabama 49 runs like that. That's your tornadic circulation moving up in that general direction right there. We'll put the graphics back full screen. We'll take the graphics system, and I want to just kind of pan this out to show everybody what's going on where they live. Pick out your county and see how you're doing on the showers today. We have tropical downpours over mainly the eastern half of the state now, but notice we've got these new feeder bands increasing down in southwest Alabama. Those are coming right up toward Demopolis and Tuscaloosa. If you're getting a break from the rain, just be blessed. You're very fortunate to have that, but we'll see waves of tropical downpours tonight and tomorrow, and we'll maintain the chance of these isolated tornadoes tonight and tomorrow. This is going to be a long duration type problem for us. We have a tornado watch in effect for much of Alabama. This includes basically all of our viewing area except for 2 counties to the north, 3 counties to the north, Marion, Winston, and Cullman. If you're in those 3 counties, you are not in this tornado watch. Everybody else is. The counties in yellow, this includes Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden. The Weather Service expanded the watch to include the counties on the Georgia border. And again, you can see that one warning is the warning down here in northeastern Tallapoosa County, that one tornado warning polygon we have, including the city of the community of Daviston in far northeastern Tallapoosa County. So down to the south, a lot of flash flood issues. And I should mention, even though we don't have them on this particular map, the Weather Service has been issuing aerial flood warnings for many counties. In fact, the one that was just issued includes a pretty good chunk of central Alabama. This latest aerial flood warning is in effect for Bibb, Blount, Jefferson, St. Clair, Talladega, Tuscaloosa, and Walker. Flash flooding, and it's always hard to use. You have flood warning and aerial flood warning. The bottom line is we could have some problems with the roads. So again, that's an aerial flood warning for Bibb, Blount, Jefferson, Shelby, St. Clair, Talladega, and Tuscaloosa counties. So back to the radar situation, and you can see we've got these spiral bands of heavy rain moving up through the state. It's going to be a problem for a while. Tonight and tomorrow, a lot more to talk about. We've got damage reports. We've got a detailed 7-day forecast and much more. That's all coming up on ABC 3340 News and our evening and late night newscast. And it's 3:59, which means ABC 3340 News Focus at 4 starts right now.
ABC 3340 News starts now with breaking news.
And indeed, this is what we have been watching for much of the afternoon right across western Jefferson County. Storms pushing through, leaving damage, especially in Fairfield and in the Midfield areas, in Ensley as well. A viewer sent us this video. It is of a tornado as it came through right near the Tire Tech business in Ensley. Nobody was damaged, but again, this was this afternoon, say around 12:30, 12:45, as it came through. And Melanie Ewell right now is standing by on MLK Drive, I believe, in Fairfield with the latest.
Pam, that's right. We're on MLK Drive here, where there is a lot of damage. You can see this strip mall that is behind me here. The roof is partially collapsed, and the outside wall of the store on the end here destroyed. The bricks of it off. They are all over the parking lot, some of them on top of that car that is parked right there. You can see wires hanging from the ceiling. Wood, insulation, bricks, all of it from this building are in the parking lot and just all over the area right now. There's even a damaged shopping cart in the parking lot right now. So just a lot of debris in this area. And crews have just arrived. The road has been blocked off by some caution tape throughout the afternoon, but some crews have arrived with some barriers that they are currently putting up, and they are working on that right now. And they are also starting to clean up this area. The mayor of Fairfield has been walking around, going door to door, checking on people. He tells me so far he has only heard of minor injuries. The Red Cross is on their way to help people out. And I talked to a resident. She says that she's okay, her family's okay, and her house is okay, but her neighbors' houses are not okay. They are severely damaged, and she does not know where they'll be staying tonight. But she described the storm for us, saying that it came up very quickly for her. Okay, we don't have that sound from her right now, but we'll try to get that for you later. But again, she just described how quickly the storm came up, and then afterwards how she saw trees and debris everywhere. And again, she says her neighbors' homes are damaged. And again, here on MLK Drive, a lot of debris everywhere, wood, metal, bricks, just littering this street right now. And the mayor of Fairfield wants everyone to remain safe. He says there's down trees, down power lines, so just be very careful out here right now. Live in Fairfield, Melanie Ewell, ABC 3340 News.
And we have crews all over the metro in the hardest hit areas.
We do, and when you see those reports, like you just saw from Melanie Ewell, you understand why they're saying let the responders in.
Right.
Everybody else, please stay out. It's only going to delay what they have to do.
In fact, let's check in with Lauren Walsh, who's also in Fairfield. What damage are you seeing there, Lauren? Tell us where you are specifically.
Wendell, we're right across from Western Hills Mall where 3 businesses have significant damage. Let's start right here, right behind me. This was the ABC liquor store where the walls are down, the roof is down. If you look from a bird's eye view, you can just see the inventory and the cases of alcohol everywhere. But if you pan over the blue roof, that is where there was an express oil change business. There are cars underneath. What you see has already collapsed. And there's a KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, where the drive-through and the side of the business are also destroyed. Now come back over here to the liquor store because this is where there were injuries I want to tell you about. We did talk to the ABC board and there was 1 employee and 2 customers inside the store, and they were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. When I talked to the police chief, he was telling me that there were 4 minor injuries from this storm and that they were all doing okay at his last check. And I did just check in with him recently, but 3 of those happened right there in the liquor store. I've been watching over the past hour as some machinery has come in to help try to clear some of the damage. They also brought in that light that you can see. There are multiple lights they brought in so they can start with the cleanup during the late night hours as the sun goes down. We talked to the mayor and a city councilwoman about how exactly the city will tackle this cleanup. And he said it's going to be a challenge because of the city resources and the amount of employees in the city. But he says that they're looking for volunteers. They're going to be hiring temporary workers. And we're going to put all of that information on abc3340.com. If you want to volunteer, we'll have all the information there. But as of right now, he says no volunteers tonight. The number 1 thing you can do is to stay off the roads, especially MLK. And he says that starting tomorrow is when more volunteers will be needed. But we'll be out here monitoring the conditions to keep you updated on all the latest. Reporting live in Fairfield, I'm Lauren Walsh, ABC 3340 News.
Just a lot of damage in Fairfield right there from Melanie to Lauren. You can just see hard-hit area.
As James Spann was saying earlier, this is definitely more than an EF0.
Right.
We have people from the National Weather Service in that area right now. We may have a decision as to how much of a tornado actually hit in that area before we go off the air here, so we'll continue to keep you posted. Also, Wendell, you were not out here when we did this earlier, but we did listen to Mayor Ed May, and he was saying from Fairfield, and he was saying that starting tomorrow they are going to be hiring some people to help with the cleanup in Fairfield. If you are interested in that, you will contact a gentleman by the name of Dion Wright, and his telephone number will be 529-1064. That's 529-1064. But again, not today. That would be starting tomorrow in Fairfield.
And I did hear you mention, too, that this is not the time if you just want to come out and watch and see. Let the first responders do their jobs, trying to make sure that they don't have any other injuries. We do know that there were 3, as Lauren, in that particular ABC liquor store, 2 customers, 2 patrons, and 1 employee, and a 4th injury from this storm as well. Right now, Vinton Blandon is actually live in Fairfield as well. And Vinny, I saw your Twitter post about there was a young man that was in his car that was lifted when he was just outside the liquor store.
Wendell and Pam, you are correct that I tweeted that out. But let me tell you where I am. I'm in the 7100 block of Pine Tree Lane, and believe it or not, that's a couple of miles from where Lauren Walsh is. But I want to show you what people are experiencing over here on this street. We have trees down. We have trees down just about everywhere on the street. We have power lines down. We have telephone lines down. And we saw one AT&T truck try to come over here a couple of seconds ago. He was only here for maybe a minute, and he's now gone. But just about the same thing all up and down the street. Right here you have more lines, and I'm going to step back because I want to be very careful. Now, a lot of people are coming through here trying to get away from whatever is happening on Aaron Aronoff Road to get over here, and they speed down through here probably 35, 45 miles an hour. They can't get too far because, as you see, that big truck is in the way, but we have over here a bigger tree. It's down. You can see it's all the way out of the ground. People have just been sitting on their porch